A very good evening all. I'm Takkallapalli with the Thursday night edition of South Asian News. Welcome to Vision of Asia, the voice of our community. We are coming to you from our studio in New York City. Here's what's happening tonight in the coronavirus pandemic. Worldwide, there are more than 15.3 million cases of the novel virus with at least 625,000 deaths. In the United States, it has officially surpassed 4 million cases of COVID-19 with at least 143,000 deaths. In the past 2 weeks, the nation has recorded more than 900,000 new cases of COVID-19, which is more than the cases that were reported across the country for the month of June. Positivity rates are alarmingly high in numerous states with soaring hospitalizations. State Florida, Texas, and California continue to be the hardest hit hotspots of the pandemic, which moved from the north to the south and the southwest. In Florida, more than 50 hospitals have now reached capacity in their intensive care units with only 15% of the state's ICU beds left. Texas has broken its record for hospitalizations 2 days in a row this week. And California has surpassed once the epicenter New York for most number of cases, reporting more than 420,000 cases. Here in New York, though, infections have slowed significantly. Hoping to contain the spread, at least 27 states have hit a pause or rolled back their reopenings. With these cases surging, at least 41 U.S. states are now requiring face coverings or masks to stop the transmission of this disease and have implemented strict measures of social distancing in public. The World Health Organization has warned that there is going to be no going back to normal, and thus coronavirus pandemic accelerates in countries such as here in the United States. So if you are in the hotspot states, remember to do your part in protecting yourself from COVID-19, take all the precautionary measures and follow the guidelines of the CDC. If you are a South Asian working on the front line, connect with us with your experience, your story on events at itvgold.com. With that, it's time to now start tonight's episode looking at the impact of the novel virus on health and wellness, along with a take on educating and empowering the youngest generation with South Asian cultural literacy and heritage during COVID-19. Here are the headlines. The Culture Tree promotes cultural literacy, featuring Sehgal on upcoming events, Dabba Dialogue and Raksha Bandhan. Akhila Takkallapalli on mental health awareness and resources during pandemic, MindPath care centers. Edison Democratic Organization hosts Reorganization elections. Mahesh, Bhagia wins Chairmanship, New Jersey. It's time for a short break on Vision of Asia, South Asian News segment. We'll be back. Welcome back. I'm Takkallapalli and this is Vision of Asia Thursday night episode. Starting the show tonight, we are looking at coronavirus pandemic's impact and measures featuring key South Asian medical professionals. Tonight, we're discussing the implications of COVID-19 on mental health and its wellness, especially in the South Asian community. It's been observed that anxiety, fear, and depression have been visibly increased due to the uncertainty of this disease and the incredible loss of life. The pandemic has negatively affected many people's mental health and has created new barriers for people already suffering from mental illnesses or disorders. From social isolation to economic fallout and a fight for racial justice, the country is truly grappling with many implications of COVID-19. So how should we handle stress, anxiety, panic, or fear and lead a healthier and better life during this pandemic? We spoke to expert on mental health awareness and advice, Akhila Takkallapalli. Here is what she said. Could you display one of the techniques? I know you wanted to do that. I would love for the audience to see it.
Sure. So one of the basic, there's a few pranayama exercises that can increase mental stillness as well as immunity. One of the ones that I can show you today is called Anulom Vilom. And so it's a simple practice. I'll just show you a quick demonstration. So you can take your hand like this. So you basically need your thumb and your middle finger. So you would close your right nostril and breathe out first through your left nostril. So you breathe out and then breathe in through the left nostril to a count of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then close the left and out to the count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you would continue this by doing the same thing, going up the right nostril and down the left nostril. And, a good number would be maybe 20 sets. So left to right, right to left being one set. And close your eyes, I recommend, and listen to your breath. Silence is a good environment to do this in, but you can do this even in the middle of a stressful workday or stress of any other kind if you can find a space to do this. Also, Kapalbhati, which is expelling air through your nostrils. It can really help increase the lung capacity as well. So and you can do that as many times as you can endure. It can become fatiguing after a while, but as many times as you can do, and then as you do this every day, your capacity will also increase. And there's many more that I would love to share, but might be more difficult to demonstrate. But if you have a local yoga practitioner who does incorporate pranayama, I would encourage you to use this time to seek out those resources. Or, if you're local to me, I would love to share that with my patients as well.
I would love for you to give one last message to our audience, perhaps a message to the ones that are struggling in silence right now.
Yes. So, there's so many forms of struggle right now, and I see in the patients that I'm privileged enough to try to help that it is not easy, and it is it's very difficult, I think. So for healthcare workers, let me start there. For healthcare workers who are trying to do their best to save as many lives, to help as many people, there can be a sense of guilt when we can't help as many people or when we don't get the outcomes we want. So I encourage those who are on the front line in various capacities to reach for help for your own mental health, to practice some of these things that we talked about so that we can prevent mental fatigue or moral injury where we have to, be okay with not having the outcomes that we want. Or, and for those who are the, lay people or others, anybody else who's suffering, ask for help when you don't feel well, and it's okay. I think I know in the South Asian community sometimes we feel it's difficult to ask for help because we feel it's some sort of judgment on our strength or our intelligence. But let me tell you that everybody can have times in their lives or multiple times in their lives where they need help, and these are unique times and they're very large impacts on our lives, and even impacts that we don't realize yet. And so if we're not feeling as hopeful and as calm as we want to feel, then there are therapists, there are medication management providers if that's needed, or at least reach out to your own family and friends and ask them what they would recommend if it feels too daunting to reach out to a medical provider, or reach out to some of the hotlines that I mentioned, whether it's domestic abuse, whether it's suicide prevention, whether it's 911, if you're feeling unsafe to yourself or to others. And, use this time, I would say to everybody, whether they're at that level of suffering or they're, still trying to cope the best that they can, I would say this is a time for us all to focus on also going inwards and getting to know ourselves and getting to know what true mental health can be. It can be even better than we imagined. So I would encourage all of us to be aware and seek help and know that there is help if you need help, and know that we're all in this together as well.
Let's now take a look at politics and the South Asian voice in the state of New Jersey. The state proudly represents one of the largest concentrations of South Asians in the country, with several members of the community presented throughout the government on both local and state levels. Recently, the Edison Democratic Organization came together in person to host the Reorganization internal elections. The organization proudly says that it represents the voice of the Edison Township in New Jersey, one of the most diverse townships where many South Asians reside. With that, recently the election saw many elected officials speak to ITV Gold about their vision and hopes for the Edison Democratic Organization. Indian American community leader Mahesh Bhagia won chairmanship of New Jersey's 5th largest municipality. Here is the story.
First of all, I want to thank Raja Bhai and ITV for covering this event today. It's so late. It's almost like 10:30, and today was a historic win in Edison with 109 votes, which shows that all the people are united. We all are on the same page. Democrats are ready to take on to this November. And I want to thank all my teammates and all the committee members who came out during this difficult time and supported the whole team. Thank you very much, all committee members and all the residents who supported us during these difficult times.
Hi, ITV, Gold, and Parika, Wide World Media. Thank you guys so much. We just had an election for the EDO in Edison, reorganization. This is the first time we had two chairmen that were running from the Indian community, as well as representing the whole of Edison. And the party won big, right? In terms of everyone working together, we had a great turnout. We had almost the number of people that were in the committee turn out to the vote. So it was a very big consensus and a huge boost of confidence to everyone that ran. And we won as a whole team. And together, everyone, we won. So even for the other candidates that ran, we congratulate you, and we are all going to work together to make Edison great. Thank you.
John Soltez, I just want to say thank you to Mahesh. He really brought a team together who's going to unite everybody in Edison and actually get everybody to work on the same page and get everybody together and take Edison to the next level that it needs to go. And I think everyone needs to get behind Mahesh, and he's really going to make sure that everyone works together and actually takes Edison where it needs to be. And bring everyone together, which I think is what the party needs and what everybody needs. So I just want to thank Mahesh for his leadership and everything and the team he's put together, and I think we can do great things, both for the party and for the township that we have here. But thank you very much.
Today's election, the reorganization, was between Mahesh Bhagia and Raj Pandya, two people vying for the Democratic chairman position. Today, I'm being told the final vote count was 109 to 41. Obviously, this party is sticking together with Raj Pandya. This is a point in time where we share together with one another to unite. This is a victory for Democrats, and we look forward to being stronger here in Edison.
How you guys doing? This is Tom White, third vice chair. I want to thank Sharik Ahmad for his years of service. I think he did a great job as chair, and I want to congratulate Mahesh Bhagia for his victory today, a very decisive victory. It shows the parties are going in a great direction and that we're all together. And when the party's together, I feel like we could do great things.
Hi, my name's Sharik Ahmad. I'm the outgoing chairman of the Edison Democratic Organization. I want to congratulate Mahesh Bhagia for winning a resounding victory tonight. As the new incoming chairman of the Edison Democratic Organization, I am positive that his vision is going to continue to build on the successes that we've had the past few years, and I look forward to working with him to continue to elect good Democrats throughout Edison.
Viewers of ITV Gold, I am Dr. Nimesha Shukla. I am a elected committee woman District 34 for Edison Township. And today we had a historic day This is the first time that Edison Democratic Organization has selected Indian American chairman Mahesh Bhagia, who has had a resounding victory with 109 votes for him out of 150 votes casted. Many congratulations to him.
Again, we are here with the EDO 2020 election for the chairman. It's a great win for Mahesh Bhagia. Congratulations, commendable job pulling the history. It's more than 100 votes here.
Hi everybody, Mayor Tom Lanke here with the newly elected EDO chairman Mahesh Bhagia. I want to congratulate Mahesh on his victory and congratulate all the candidates that won today. Tough times, and it was great that we were able to have the election. I applaud Sharik Ahmad, which I know he's out here somewhere, for having this election and making sure that it was done properly. So I just want to congratulate Mahesh and the rest of, I assume his slate was the one that won, since I know his numbers were good. Congratulate them all, and look forward to the EDO doing great things in the future.
Good evening. This is Richard Brescher, Councilman Edison. I'm very proud of our committee here. Our committee came along, and this is probably one of the biggest victories we've had here in Edison. So this just shows that Edison is truly united here, and we're going to work and we're going to move forward and work with our county brethren.
It's time for a short break. Stay with us on Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. We'll be back shortly. And welcome back. This is Vision of Asia, the South Asian news segment, and I am Aditi Lamba. Now we have a conversation on the culture tree and its ongoing efforts in cultural literacy, educating children and their families in an attempt to connect one with their South Asian cultural heritage. The culture tree hosts a variety of events and classes in South Asian languages and more, with now its program gone virtual due to the coronavirus pandemic. And during this time period, the Culture Tree has organized numerous events along with its classes to promote the voice of South Asians and also to celebrate key festivals from the subcontinent, providing cultural experiences to children and adults using language, food, and much more. Earlier today, we spoke with founder of the Culture Tree, Sehgal, on its upcoming events, the virtual Facebook Dabba Dialogue series and Raksha Bandhan co-hosted with the Consulate General of India in New York and ITV Gold. The series features award-winning artists and authors from all across. Dabba Dialogue series episode 1 goes live on Facebook July 31st at India in New York, 4 p.m. Eastern, so do join us if you can. Here is Sehgal. Yes, for sure. And from there, I kind of want to go right into Dabba Dialogue and the Raksha Bandhan event because it's coming very soon. And I really hope that we can get some of our viewers to join in when the event goes live. Talk to us a little bit about Dabba Dialogue series and your vision behind it.
Yes, so Dabba Dialogue firstly is going to be a Facebook Live event. Yes. If you want to attend it, it's on July 31st at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the Indian consulate will host it, and then we will do, we'll also have it on our pages, ITV Gold, as well as the Culture Tree. So definitely like these organizations if you want to experience the first Dabba Dialogue. So Dabba Dialogue, as you know, Aditi, we have discussed this platform with you guys. It is a series in which we will have conversations about our stories. And we are calling it Our Spice Stories, which revolve around identity, diversity, heritage, and culture. And all the stories are loosely around the dabbas. And as most of the South Asians will know, dabbas are containers, and they can manifest into really masala dabbas, or they're also called namakdanis, or your tiffin dabba. And, the first Dabba Dialogue next week is going to be around the masala dabba, or the namakdani, or the spice container that South Asians have. And I say South Asians because literally, that is a quintessential part of any South Asian kitchen, whether it is Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, you will find that dabba in any kitchen or any household. And we feel that each dabba is like a signature of the household. Yeah. And it has a story, a rich history around it. Yeah. It represents the heritage, it represents the lineage and the place of origin. So we think there's like a lot of richness around the Dabbas. And really through the Dabba dialogue, we have a forum which is in the form of a dialogue. There are two cultural icons that will be present. There will be children that will be present, and they'll have dialogue with each other. But then there is also a dialogue that is happening behind the scene in which, these children who will join the discussion, they will have a dialogue with their grandparents and parents about their dabbas and their food story. We also have singer-songwriter and Grammy-nominated Falu, who will be participating. She will talk about her dabba and she'll tell us her spice story. But in her Grammy-nominated album, Falu's Bazaar, there is a song that is just dedicated to the dabbas, to the masala dabba of her household. So it'll be very interesting to see, what she brings with her, and then she'll end in a song that she'll teach us. And in addition to that, we are inviting, as I mentioned, 6 Indian American children who will describe and talk about their dabbas and share their stories. And, as an educator, I'm always looking for children to really learn about their heritage and then express it. I think that it's very important. The self-expression part is very critical because, there is a call to action for children, and I think it's very critical.
Yummy, yummy in your tummy, these are Indian spices. Yummy, yummy in your tummy, these are Indian spices. Different colors, different flavors, perfectly mixed. We'll make some delicious dishes. Yummy, yummy in your tummy, these are Indian spices.
Check us out. We come up with our brand new CD for kids, Falu's Bazaar, at Joe's Pub on February 18th at noon. See you there.
From here, let's quickly talk about the Raksha Bandhan event, which is also being co-hosted by the Indian Consulate and the Culture Tree. I know Raksha Bandhan is such a big event in Indian households. What inspired you to collaborate with the Indian Consulate on this, and what can we look forward to?
Yeah, so for Raksha Bandhan, I've always wanted to celebrate, even not the big festivals like Holi, Diwali, Eid. But I've never gotten a chance to celebrate Raksha Bandhan through the Culture Tree. And now we are celebrating all these other festivals that people really don't even know about in America. So we are going to, firstly, education and educating everyone about a festival is one of the key things. So we'll, in general, talk about Raksha Bandhan, how it came about, how it's celebrated in India. And we will actually bring in a unique angle in which really Raksha Bandhan, although traditionally is a celebration between a brother and a sister, but it goes beyond that. I grew up in a household with 3 girls, I have 2 sisters. So we used to tie Rakhi to each other, and it's broader than just relation between a brother and a sister. You can tie a Rakhi to your best friend, to your siblings who are the same gender. So it's more of a celebration of love, of unconditional love, and also heritage. So we have a very exciting event that day. It is on August 7, again at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we will end with an amazing puppeting company called Magical Whispers. We have been working with them, and we have created different puppet shows along with them. So they're going to tell us some mythological stories about Raksha Bandhan, and they will use shadow puppets to do that. So one of their performers is Madhuri Kale. She's amazing. She's extremely creative. So she's going to tell us some ancient stories about Raksha Bandhan, which will be extremely rich, something that we don't experience and our children don't experience on an everyday basis.
Yes,
so it's a very exciting program.
And that is all for tonight's show. Remember to send us your suggestions and get your voices and organizations on our program. Email us on events@itvgold.com or follow us on Facebook @itvgold. You can also now subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch many of our popular shows for free. Thank you for joining us tonight from Queens, New York. This is Vision of Asia, and I am Aditi Lamba. Take care and be well.